Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will show you guys how I drafted my triangle string bikini top, like the ones you see here. Hold on. So I made one in zebra, for example, reversible. If you want to know how I constructed this reversible bikini top, then I will link the video somewhere so you guys can watch. But I did ask if you guys wanted to know how to draft the pattern based on your own measurements, which is what I did. I basically made all my bikini tops for vacation because I struggle to find a good triangle top that fits me the way I want to and the way that I like. Sorry, I see a loose thread here.
Boy, I've been watching you.
So to construct your own bikini top, you will need some sort of string or a way to measure your chest. I'll be using my measuring tape here. You need a piece of paper, drafting paper, wrapping paper. I'm just using a scrap piece of muslin, but if you have even scrap fabric as a pattern, then that is all you need. And I will just be using a black pen, marker, whatever it is you need. So I personally, I think out of all the bikinis I wore, most of them were all the triangle tops because I personally just like the way it fits on me. I like how you can tan. I prefer, if I'm gonna have tan lines, and it to be a triangle top. You can wear it so many different ways. It's so cute. It is, spring is approaching, also summer I should say. So if you guys wanna know how to make your own bikini tops, then this video is for you guys. Huge disclaimer, I am missing a nail, and if that's going to bother you, then I suggest that this video is not for you. But yeah, let's get straight to it. So the first measurements I take, I mean, it doesn't have to be exact per se, but your main goal is you want to have enough coverage. So my cup size is a D, so I do prefer a lot more coverage. So the only measurements that I kept in mind was about my underbust, approximately how much I want to be covered. Basically, if you want full coverage, then you should really cover and measure quite high. And the beauty about it, if you do it too big, you can kind of scrunch it in to make the size cover what you want. But I think I used about 9 or 10 inches for me personally. I thought that was enough coverage for me. And like I said, if it's too wide at the bottom, the beauty about it is you can kind of scrunch it in just to cover the pieces you want. So it doesn't have to be exact, but just make sure if you're going to make a measurement mistake, make sure it's bigger than smaller. Another measurement I kept in mind was how high and how much coverage I wanted of the bikini top. Like I said, I'm a D, sometimes even depending on the bra, a double D, so it's quite heavier and obviously a fuller chest. So I wanted to make sure that I had my triangle as high as possible. So I kind of went under my boob here and just kind of went up to how much I thought would be appropriate just to make sure it covers. So I got about 8 inches and I was happy with that. Let me verify before I lie to you guys on my, yeah, I put about 8-9 inches for my height. And yeah, that's basically it. If you already have a bikini top, like a triangle string bikini top that you like, but maybe it doesn't fit well, just use that as your pattern. And just kind of, if it's too small, then just take that same pattern, clone it, trace it out, and just make it wider. You don't have to put too much into it because, again, you just want enough that it's going to cup your chest well, especially if you're a larger, if you have a larger chest, then you obviously just want a little bit more coverage. But you will get the hang of it the more you make. Cause like, I've made so many different bikini tops and I've just been playing around with different ways that I like. I actually didn't end up wearing this one on vacation. I'm kind of sad. But it's okay. Hopefully this year brings a lot more vacations and a lot more traveling. So this is my scrap muslin that I'll be using. Again, like I said, you can use a piece of paper if you have wrapping paper, whatnot to use. But yeah, so my apologies for the wrinkles, but I was not in the mood to pull out my iron. But nevertheless, let's get started. So here I have my scrap muslin. The first measurement that I'm going to put is going to be the underbust measurement. So using a ruler, I'm going to mark the 10 inches onto the muslin. I'm then going to mark the middle point of the 10 inches, which will be 5 inches. Usually at this time you can put a fold in your piece of paper or just iron out the muslin just to create that straight line from that 5-inch point up. Yeah, sometimes I like to fold the muslin in half just to create that straight line. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use my pen and the measurements that I've taken. So at that middle point, which is the 5 inches, I'm going to input the height of the triangle I want. So whatever measurement you got, I believe mine was 8 to 9 inches. I think I put 8. I'm just going to draw a straight line from that point. Taking my ruler, I'm going to connect that top point to the bottom underbust line to start to create your triangle. I personally just like to have a straight line. I have worked with the triangle where I would kind of make that line a little bit of a curve to cup the chest a little better. But for some reason I found that just that straight line on that triangle worked better for me. I just like the way it fit for me personally. But that's the beauty about making your own patterns. You can create it any way, shape, or form you like that fits you best. I do like to have the bottom of the triangle a bit curved, however. I find this helps cup the chest a little better. So from that line, the corner of your triangle, I'm going to go up by 1/2 inch and just create a little marking there. This 1/2 inch just works best for me. Try it out, see if it works. If it doesn't, then play around with the measurements. But I want to create a nice line to connect your mid triangle at the bottom there at the 5-inch mark and connect it up to that 1/2 inch mark above that line. You can freehand it, or if you have a French curve ruler like I do, you can just play around with it and use that to connect the 2 dots. I have seen some people from that middle line there, they actually go down a 1/2 inch or so and then just connect to the original underbust line over there. I've never tried that way, but I'm sure it could be just as effective. Try it out if you want. The next step is optional. You can either just start to cut out your pattern from here, or what I like to do sometimes is just directly add my seam allowance onto the pattern here. So once you cut out the pattern, you just have to directly put it onto your fabric and not have to worry about remembering to add a seam allowance. So I'm just going around and I'm gonna add, I think I added 1/2 inch seam allowance. I actually don't know why I did 1/2 inch, but I did. And I went all around the triangle. At the top of the triangle, however, you do want to leave a slight opening where the straps will squeeze through. So once you add seam allowance, you can kind of create an opening for the strap. I believe I left about 1 inch in total at the top of the triangle, which will be flat. Again, this little opening that you're going to leave, you want to just make sure it's big enough that your strap will fit through nicely. I usually like to just put my measurements on one side of the triangle. I'll cut out half, and then in the middle there, I will then just flip that other side over to cut out the other side, just to make sure it's symmetrical. If that makes sense. So I'm just cutting out the 1/2 only, stopping right at the middle of the triangle, and then I'll just flip it over and cut out the other side. This is why sometimes, like I said, I like to just do like a nice little line in between the triangle, or just iron it over just to mark that 1/2 point. And now I'm just going to cut out the other side. And here you have the finished triangle. So what I've been doing is, once you've done this step, cut out, make yourself a bikini top. If it doesn't fit, if you don't like how it looks, you can adjust it from there. So maybe you might just want it to be a bit higher. Just use that same pattern and add some height. If you decide that it's too big, too small, you can adjust it from there, but you won't know until you start. Again, this measurements just seem to work for me. It gives me enough coverage that everything that needs to be covered is covered. Again, this is just the way I've made it. I am in no way, shape, or form a professional, but try it out and let me know what you guys think. I'm just using this as a comparison to a bikini top that I've already made. This bikini top fit me really well, actually. I love the fit. So once it's done, you can see how it will fit. And again, each triangle doesn't have to be the same. You can make multiple different triangle bikini tops. You can adjust the sizings for all. It all depends on your personal preference. But yeah, you don't really have to overthink this one. Like I always say, just have fun with it, play around with different measurements, and go from there. Again, if you were to have bought this triangle top, like as if I bought this one from the store, I would just take it onto some scrap paper like this. I would just trace it out, adding some seam allowance, and go from there. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for somebody. Try it out. Let me know if this works for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And let me know if there's anything you guys would love to see from me. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Until next time, bye guys.